Renee Ma 2 asked, this might be a standalone video, but can you explain the differences in ransom, Christ victory? And I think there is one other. I can't keep them straight. ASD might as combine them in my head. I don't know what that last sentence means. You're talking about theories of the atonement.
Yeah.
And in theology, there's question of what actually happened on the cross. Like what happened? And different people have put forward different things. The ransom theory is that because humanity had sinned, they had basically sold themselves into slavery to the devil. And so Jesus's death redeemed people from slavery by paying the ransom. And that comes from where it says, the Son of Man did not come to serve, but not come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many. So the idea was that Jesus's death paid for the release of his people from sin. And some people are big on that. Others say, wait a minute, who did he have to pay? Like, did God pay a ransom to Satan? It just raises all these theological questions. So some people haven't liked that. The other view is the penal substitutionary atonement view. And penal substitutionary atonement says Jesus suffered the penalty that our sin deserved, took our place, and he therefore received the judgment. So he took all of sin on him. And because he took our punishment, we don't experience that punishment if we're in him. He took our place. God punished Jesus instead of punishing us. So people who have critiqued that have said, but wait a minute, that turns the gospel into like some form of divine child abuse or pits God against Jesus in some way, and Jesus is having to like be a buffer between God and his children, and that doesn't sit well. And so some, especially more progressive Christians, have really not gravitated towards that one. The third view is the Christus Victor or victorious Christ view. And it basically says Jesus's death on the cross, and this is a super simplified of all of these. There's whole volumes that have been written on each of these. But I'm just trying to give you a basic way to think about it. The Christus Victor view says, Jesus's death on the cross is his defeat of Satan. Like he defeated Satan and all the powers of the world, and his resurrection and ascension is the beginning of the announcement that those powers have been defeated. And all we have to do is put our faith in that and give our allegiance to the victorious Christ. That's the gospel. And they would point to, that was the most common view among the early church. When you look at the preaching in the New Testament, like in Acts, that is a theme that's very, very prominent. So those are sort of the three main views of the atonement. My personal take is each of them contain aspects of the truth, but no one of them is fully the truth. I think the atonement is like a diamond with different facets, and every time you turn it and look at it from a different angle, you see a different facet. So I don't really get bogged down in the atonement theory debates that some people really gravitate to. I don't think we'll ever be able to describe what happened on the cross fully, just like we can't describe the Trinity, the nature of God, fully. But I think we can say some things, and the things that Scripture says we can say. So yeah, I think there's truth in all of them, but I would not exclude any one of the main views of the atonement.